Alright, welcome back to Shaving Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. How y'all on Sunday? Yep, it's Sunday. We made a bunch of videos this week. Alright, well, you know, we got slack for a while and do things, so maybe we need to make up for it. I don't know. Anyway, so I saw the other day where there was a hussy shave. The hussy, we call it, the H1, the Schick H1. And so I said, well, they did an H1. I'm going to do an H2. Now this thing looks a little rough because I don't keep it all polished and shined up or whatever. It sits on a shelf most of the time. But, you know, it's not in bad shape at all. And it's just, you know, nice rated. Now these were, obviously, marketed towards the ladies. They were. But they work great, especially as a travel razor. A lot of people like them as a travel razor. And I think they work fine. I like the hussy. The H1 really shines with a twin blade. I have some twin blades around here somewhere, some vintage twin blades. But anyway, and I believe you can still get, out of Japan, you can still get the twin blades. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. Used to, you can still get them. I haven't checked lately. There's a lot of stuff that I'm remembering and I think is, and it's just the fact that I haven't kept up with it over the years, and it's no longer, you know, I haven't been buying stuff and all that kind of good stuff. I bought up a bunch of stuff at one time, and I just haven't been doing it. So every once in a while, something I come up with is wrong. And then every once in a while, I'm just completely wrong, like the whole deal with the Hofritz and the Merkur razors and everything. I thought Hofritz was the main brand, and Merkur was the newer offshoot or something, but it's the other way around. Merkur had been around for a long time, and Hofritz was one that they made for a department store. So anyway, I'm still real happy to have a Hofritz. I think it's really important. So start at the end. We're going to use citrus mush today. I love this stuff. It's a really nice scent. I just picked up some soap, Razo Classic, and a little boar brush here to go along with it. So we don't have it like, you know, a day's growth or whatever. We're back working nights, and I did my first overnight shift in a while, and the first one back as supervision. Well, all right. I remembered when I got home a couple of things I didn't actually do right. Nothing that's going to be major that can't be fixed, but I'll do better tonight. I got to get back in a routine. I'm a routine type. I like my routines, and I got to get back into the routines. So anyway, it's just a day's growth. Nothing spectacular, but the old H-2 here do a good job on it. Now people look at these things and they think, oh, that's going to be hard to shave with because it doesn't have a handle. It's different, but I don't think it's particularly hard. At one point I said, you know, these H2s, they're hard to find. They're harder to find than a Schick F. I think it was within the next couple of weeks, 2 or 3 people had picked them up over at Toast. I think 2 people picked them up at Toast, red ones. So, you know, that's just the way it goes. You don't see any around for a while, and you mention that, and all of a sudden they're all over the place. That's just how it goes. So anyway, if you don't have one, they're neat to have, and the H1, the hussy, the hussy is actually a little easier to hold on to. It does have a little more to hold on to than this one does. I don't have my H1 out here. I have a couple of them, but I don't have one out here. So, good old Razo. What can you say? It's a good soap. To me, it's a really good soap. I've always liked Razo. I have several of them. The classic, the triple X, I think are good scents. I've got a tobacco that is, I guess, the tobacco flower. It's kind of like tobacco. It's not the tobacco leaf scent. Not, you know, like the cigars or anything. Nothing like that. It's, to me, more of a floral fragrance. So I figure it's the tobacco flower. But anyway, they're all good soaps. This classic has a really nice barbershop-y scent, I'll call it. And since we're using a Schick, let's thin that down a little bit more. We'll put a little bit more water in. So, you know, your lather is adjustable. Believe it or not, even face lather. So anyway, the way I hold it's kind of like this. That's what I do. Different people, I'm sure, are going to hold them different ways. But for the most part, that's what I'm going to do. And as far as finding the angle and the pressure and everything, you know, it's a Schick. It's a Schick razor, regardless of what the handle looks like or whatever. The head, it's still a Schick. So, and you can, when I go to do these, I hold it more like this when I go on this side. And you adjust your angle as you go so it keeps cutting good. If you get to a place and you look like you're leaving too much lather and it's not cutting, well, you adjust your angle a little bit. And it will sort out. Absolutely. Get the old circle beard there cleaned up. Am I doing that? We call it a goatee. I think in some parts of the world they call it a circle beard. Whatever it is, we'll get it trimmed up there so it's looking presentable. On Saturday nights going into Sunday, I don't see very many of the clients at work. Mostly it's just security there and sometimes some housekeeping. But in the morning early, the clients will start showing up before I get off, so I got to look presentable to deal with any of them. Plus, you got to, set the example with the people that work under me. If I'm going to teach them or ask them to follow the policies and the dress codes and everything, I think I need to also. Rank does have its privileges sometimes. I'm not going to say it doesn't. I'm not an old fuddy-duddy that won't say I won't take advantage every once in a while on something, but as far as just the basic rules and things go, if you're going to ask other people to follow them, practice what you preach. All right. No, I think I went across the grain on the first pass there when I was sitting there running my mouth. It doesn't matter. It does not matter at all. I think under my chin and all I was going across the grain, but absolutely does not matter. Oh, this is a good shave. I can already tell it's going to be a doozy. So once we went across the grain, let's just go with the grain up through here. And I've done it to where I've lost count of which pass I was on, and I'm just doing whatever. It does happen. It'll all iron out in the wash. So did I do 2 lather passes or 3 lather passes? I think I just did 2, but I ain't gonna swear. Doesn't matter. We're gonna get the witch hazel on and get the cleanup pass going on. But you see, even with the no handle on that little razor, there's no problem using the thing. They're a lot of fun to use. They had some 2-sided thingy razors over the years that were even more minimalistic than that. They were just a blade holder, and you had a little finger tab under the bottom. And I think they actually made one that slipped up on your finger. But I know they had the one where you just had the blade tab, the little tabs that folded down under it, and that's what you held the shave with. And the whole thing, when it was folded down, fit in a matchbox or something. Really, really neat. I've never had one of those. I've never tried one of those, but I've seen those. I'm surprised somebody hasn't done a 3D print. Maybe they have, and I just ain't seen it. But done a 3D print of one of those little, because all it had to be is the base plate and a top cap, and then some way to attach the cap to the base plate with some kind of a little protrusion to hold on to, and you can make a really compact little 2-sided thingy. All right, we'll get some witch hazel going. All right, get a little more witch hazel going. Get it. Oh, that's a good shave though. Like I said, it was only a day's growth, so it's not a big deal to start with. But these little old razors they're a lot of fun. And you load them the same way you load any other Schick. They're not difficult to load blades into, and as you can see, they're not difficult to use. I don't think so. Of course, You know, I did at one point glue a blade to a stick and shave with it. Cut myself, but I did make it shave. All right. Look at there. Sunday afternoon shave in the books. We'll get this cleaned up. I guess technically you could leave the witch hazel alone. It's not going to hurt anything. And if you have any irritation to worry with, it'll help with that. Oh, one of my young shave buddies was talking about he created himself a bunch of irritation with one of them two-bladed plastic garbage cart things. Yeah, of course I took the opportunity to just tell him not to bother with using those anymore. But I think he uses witch hazel. Maybe the witch hazel helps some with all that irritation. All right. Well, that's what we got going on for today. Right there. Look at that. Ain't that nice? And it is. By golly. And I didn't get around to checking toast last night. I'll try to get it on my list for tonight. I've got some downtime throughout the shift that I can do a few things like that. And I'll put that on my list of things to do. We'll get over to toast. But anyway, that's tost3.com. Anybody's interested in it's a little quiet site. Ain't a lot going on. Never had been, never will be. That's the way that site was created. But anyhow, there you go. That's what we're going to do for today. We're going to get our little chemical brush or whatever this thing is, our little Turkish boar brush here. Get it rinsed out and cleaned up. We'll get the old razor cleaned up. But the H-2, this was known as the Deb. Now, I don't know if that was short for debonair or if it was just the Deb all the time. Maybe it was Debbie. I don't know. Whatever it was, this was a Deb. And then the H-1, I think was the fashion razor. Am I right about that? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But the little clips don't hold this very good anymore, so it's not like it originally was, but it's pretty close. You get one of these, you can pack it for travel, and it'll work really good for you. And as you can see, it gives really, really, really good shaves. It's awesome shave. All right, well, have a good day. I don't know where that little burpee thingy came from, but I did just finish a double burger a little while ago from Whataburger. No longer the great Texas company it once was. It's owned by someone, a conglomerate now. But anyway, I got still Whataburger. It's good burgers. There you go. Yeah, have a great day. So, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy shaves to you.